Hey y'all, Rhonda here. Well, you know when you get something stuck in your head and you just can't get rid of it? That's what I've done. All right, I am working with Diamond Press. What's it even called? It's a tackle box. Diamond Press pop-up tackle box. There you go. There's two different ways to tackle this. No pun intended. Yeah, there was pun intended. Anyway, really cool. So I was cutting it out and thinking, and that got me in trouble. So I have 3D, I have vellum, we have all kinds of stuff. I have tons of these. I mean, I've really spent way too much time on trying to figure this out, and it's not together. I don't even know if it's going to work. So all these little pieces, look at all these. These are all heat embossed and die cut, and they're heat embossed in different colors. And some of them are colored in, but yes, those are, I heat embossed the silver, and then I heat embossed the purple. This one's the shiny. I don't know if you can see that or not. The little shiny. I did them in different colors. These the little flies. And then here, this one's really cool. Anyway, so there's a iridescent one, greeny looking one. So anyway, I have spent way too much time on this to not even know if it's going to work. All right, well, I'm going to clear this out. I'm going to show you how to do the two basic ways to tackle the tackle box. And we'll do that, make it really simple, and then we'll come back to this and put it together and see if it works. All right, here we go. Okie dokie, guys. I did some major prepping, let me tell you, because this video is going to be long enough as it is. So I thought I would spare you a lot of stuff. You guys, most of you guys know how to emboss, heat emboss, and stamp and all that stuff. If not, you can watch some of my other videos, but I need to get through this. So I thought, oh, I just really like that. It's clean, it's simple, it's just, I like it. So I didn't do any of the kind of lovebird embossing thing like I was going towards. So that was my evolution here, and it continues to evolve. I watch some of these YouTubers that they like, get the set, look at it, go, let me grab some papers, and bam, 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 they're done. I can't do that. Okay. Had to go get my dogs to quit barking. So this, I thought it was clean and neat, loved it, and that evolved into the rest of the card. So I went ahead and die cut everything out, and we're just going to put it all together, because really the main thing on this video is, the mechanism, putting it together, and hopefully inspiring you a little bit. So we have, let me pull this out. So I went with the black and white theme. I was not going there, but that's where I went, and that's where I ended up. All right, so I have a black card base. I'm going to trim this down. It's going to go on the front of it, so it'll have a little bit of a black border there. All right, so we're going to follow the instructions. Excuse me. So for this, there's two different ways you can make this card. And it shows you here, you can either make this version where it looks like a tackle box with the handle. Okay. Or, no, there's the finished product on that one. Or there's this one that's all encased in the card. And this is the one that we're going to do. So this is number 2. I don't get you dizzy here. All right, so it is telling us, okay, here we go. So example 2. So the top tray, we need one of those. Bottom tray and backgrounds, we need 4 of those. So on the bottom tray, you can cut it 2 different ways. This one, it's saying that if you're going to make the pop-up card like we're doing, you need this area because you're going to put little tabbies there. So cut it out like that. Top tray, you're going to need one of those. The little supports, you're going to need 2 of each. And then all the extra goodies if you so desire. Okay. So on 2, it says, let me grab my pieces here. Get my card out of the way. So this is what we're going to look like. Okay, and I was trying to go rogue again. Okay, there's your base. There's your cutout part. Okay, your tackle box. And you need to pay attention to these little knobbies. See, there's two little knobbies there, and there's one little knobby on the bottom. Okay, that does make a difference. The two little knobbies are going to go on the inside of your card like this. Okay, all of them will. So they're all going to go towards the inside, towards the fold. Okay, so that's the base, and then this is the cutout part. So I was wanting, because I'm thinking, you know, tackle box, how it has the clear part over it. So out of acetate, I cut a base piece out. What I was going to do, because of the glue factor, you know, when you add the glue in between, you're going to see all the glue. So I thought, okay, I'll cut out another piece and sandwich it in, but it's going to make it a little thick and a little stiff. So reverse, I can just put it between this piece and the bottom piece. Okay. This is not in the instructions. This is my thing. Okay. It's telling you to glue these two pieces together and then add your embellishments, which you can just stamp them straight on the paper or stamp them and die cut them like so. So these were all heat embossed. These were stamped and heat embossed with different color embossing powder. So you can take these, glue those two pieces together, and then arrange these how you want them and just glue them straight down. Okay. What I'm going to do is put a piece of acetate in between, just because I like that look. It just makes me think of a tackle box. And I'm going to put these pieces in there like so. Okay. So this is going to take a little bit to set up. I'm going to do the same thing to the top. To the top part. Remember your little knobbies there. Okay. And then here's your little part that makes it look like a tackle box. All right. So it's telling you to glue these two together and then add those, glue those straight down. Okay. I'm just adding a piece of acetate in between just because I think it looks cool. All right. It's going to take a little bit for that to set up. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue these together and then I'll be right back. Okay. Let's finish this card up. So I glued these pieces together. So I have my little tackle box and all my little stuff in there. All right, and then I went ahead and put these together. Okay, and I'm going to show you. There's two different sizes, but when you cut these out, if you can see, anyway, they're also scored. Okay, so you just fold them on the score lines, like so, and then fold that one, and then the next one, and then you have this little tab. Fold it. So you're basically, you know, kind of all folding it to the back, and you're going to end up making a little rectangle like that. So the easiest thing to do is lay this down. So you have your little tab right there. You're going to put some glue right there, and then just fold this over and hold it, because it's right there on one of those score lines. And hold it for just a minute, and you'll end up with this. And the same way with these. Okay. I'll let this set up. Okay. And then there you go. All right. So the next one, it says apply adhesive to the long. Okay. So we're going to use these first. Okay. So this is going to be the bottom of the tray. This is going to be the bottom part underneath. Okay. Which will be this part of the card. All right. And we're using the long ones. Okay. So, and it doesn't matter which way you squish it. So you can squish it this way or you can squish it that way. It doesn't matter. Okay. They're the same either way. All right. So when you squish it, you see the score line? So you have a score line there. So you have a little box there and a long one here. Okay. So what it's saying is, okay. What it says is to apply glue to the long box here. So that's what we're going to do. Like that. All right, then we're going to turn it over. All right, so long side. This part was a little confusing. I had to read it a couple of times. Okay, so we have glue on the long side. It's smushed down like so. We're going to turn it over. So there's the small little box here and the long one. And we're just going to line it in the middle of that little notch. Right there to the end. Okay, you can kind of see there's the small one and then the long one. So what's going to happen is we're going to glue and then it's going to hinge up, okay? So we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Glue on the long one. We're going to turn it over. Do the same thing, line it up right to the edge. Hold it down for just a minute. All right, so this is what we have. All right, so you have a little square, and then a longer area and longer area, okay? So then it says to put glue on both long areas. Leave that little one with no glue, that little area. So glue here and glue here. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so you're going to take your bottom piece, which is your biggest one, 2 notches, 1 notch here. 1 notch here, 2 notches there. Okay, so we're going to lay this on top like so. And those little notches are going to go right to the edge there, right where it's scored. Make sure your sides are lined up. We're going to hold this down. So see how it's exposed, this little piece. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to take our little ones, and it's square all the way around, so it doesn't matter. So you're going to flatten it. Okay. So you've got a score mark there. So you're going to put glue on one of the little square areas. Turn it over, and then we're going to glue right here on top of this one, right to the edge. Okay. Hold that down. Hope this is helping and not confusing you. Okay. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. Glue on one of those. Line that up right there to the edge. Okay, just want to make sure that sets up well. All right, so that's what it looks like. Okay, so now, we're going to apply glue right here and right here so we can add this. I'm sorry, I'm confusing you. Okay, that's going to go right there. Okay, so glue right here and right here. I've worked on this thing so long, that other piece, that, oh, it drives me crazy. Okay, so you have this one, you're matching up the little notches. Okay, not on the score line, just below it, because it has to be able to move. So this is what it looks like. Make sure your sides are squared up. Okay, let me hold that for just a second. Then, now, we're going to be applying glue here, 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 and here. Okay, let me grab my top piece. What did I do with it? No. Okay, that's all right. I'll just stamp another one. I wasn't looking. This was supposed to be the pretty part. Okay, that's all right. So I have my piece here. I'm just going to stamp it. I'll be right back. Okay. I think this die set is cursed for me. That's all right. It's just paper. Actually, this one, I think, this image turned out better than the other one. All right. Okay, so this is what we have. All right. So we're going to put glue on these 4 little areas, and we're going to take this. Okay. Your 2 knobbies are going to be on the bottom. And this is the part that's going to actually show. Okay, so this is the top. It'll be laid down like this. Okay, so when it opens, that's what you see. All right. We hope. You know, I absolutely love this set. And love fishing. I work with Co-ops for Kids, a big bass tournament we do every year to raise money for charity. All of this, I mean, I absolutely adore this, and I have had mess up after mess up after mess up on this, and I have never had this many issues. Oh well, you watch this and you'll know what not to do, right? Because like I said, with all the time I spent on this and all my boob up and redoing and all of that, I could have made I don't know how many videos. All right, 2 notches, 1 notch. Okay, the pretty side is going to lay down. Okay, and you're just going to line this up at the very bottom, making a sandwich out of all that stuff. Inside, make sure it's lined up. It's all squared up. And then we're going to hold this, let it get good and set up because there's going to be a lot of pressure on it. Okay, and while that's setting up, I'm going to trim my top part. I'm going to put a little something heavy on this. Make sure it's making good contact. So this is a A2 size card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This piece is cut almost the same size, so I want to trim it down where it'll have just a little tiny bit of a black border all the way around. Okay, so let me trim that off. Okay, so I trim this down, so it'll just have a little tiny bit of a black border. So let's go ahead and adhere this. Well, I hope this didn't see, I can't even talk anymore. I hope this didn't confuse you anymore. I hope that you saw what not to do. Hopefully yours will not be cursed like mine. It's not cursed. I think because I worked on that other piece that didn't work with all the foam, I think that probably got me all discombobulated there. Okay. All right, this should be all right. All right, so let's try it out. So when you open it up, hold the bottom part. So when you open it up, there you go. Let me make sure that's... When you make those little square pieces, I would go ahead and use a bone folder so you got really crisp, good edges. So these will fold, and it'll work really well. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So now we need to adhere this whole thing inside the card. All right. So the instructions say to adhere the top one first. Okay, because it's going to be sandwiched in there. So we're going to add glue to the top. And add glue. Let me just make sure here. Yep, so glue all over the top. This is the back side of the top. And get your edges really well too. If you use score tape, if you use liquid glue. If you use score tape, I would add just a little bit of liquid glue just because there's so much strain on this. I like this little device here, but it does, which is really good, gives a really fine strip of glue there, but when you're doing a big cover like this, you want it to go a little quicker. Okay, so we're going to line this up on side to side, okay, and you're going to butt it right up in the bend there, and then we're just going to fold it. And we're hoping for the best. We're hoping to run it and screw up again. All right. That's going to have to set up a little bit longer, but we're not going to pull on it yet. We still have to glue the back side. Okay, this is the bottom, which was supposed to be the top, which... All right, so we're going to put glue all over this one. And again, get it right to the edge. I'm wondering if I should even publish this video. Oh, y'all can just, like I said, see how crazy I am. And get on to the other diamond press sets. Get those uploaded. This was just going to be a fun one, and I was really excited about it, and I still am. I just, sometimes you just have problems. I'm going to blame it on the full moon, the eclipse, the neighbor's dog. Okay. Okay, and then we're just going to close this up. And we're going to let this set up really well. Okie doke. The moment of truth. So you have your nice little card here, and then they open it up and go, ah, looky there. That's what it looks like. So you have your little tackle box. I just think that's stinking cute. All right, well, I cut this little plate out. I inked it with Versamark and then heat embossed it with white embossing powder. Thought about putting it on the front, but to me, that is just so neat and clean, and you're just not going to expect, when you open this up, you're not going to expect this, and you're not going to expect this. So I think I'm just going to glue this on the inside because, give this to your fisherman honey. And so he'll think, oh, that's a neat card. And then he opens it up, and then he's like, well, that's a really cool card. All right. So we'll just put this right about here. So it's a nice I love you card without being really smushy. And like I said, I just think it's unexpected, from looking at the front, and then when you open it up. All right. There we go. Finally made it. All right, so there's the front. And then when the recipient opens it up, and then there's their cool tackle box. And I like the black and white, and then I like the little pop of color with all the lures. But that's what it looks like. All right, guys. Sorry for I'm sure the editing's going to be a little choppy and all my mistakes and all that. So thanks if you hung out with me the entire time. Thank you. Now you know what not to do. And sometimes that's the best. So until the next one, bye for now.